Yo, what's going on? Froggy Styles back with CS Trades 101 Wolfpack and Mediocre Trader. We're going to get right into things. As you can see, we got pretty much smacked down today unfairly. I mean, you got GME was way up and pre-market got smacked all the way back down. Let me see. It was up to 189.77 at one point. Came all the way back down to 161.21. Spin over and check out AMC real quick. It was as high as 25.28, came all the way back down to 23.08. So let me go pull up Max Payne real quick here, because I know that's one thing that everybody's looking for. I did post it over on Twitter. And right now, AMC's Max Payne is 23.50 plus or minus 50. So we're within that range right now. GME is 165 plus or minus 5. I'm not sure why the range is so big, but it's because they neutralized one of the points, so it kind of expanded the range. So, yeah. Cam, you want to open her up for us?
Just throw it right on me, man. Yeah, I'll open it right up. So it's CS Trades 101, the Wolfpack in the house. And we got Froggy, Mediocre Trader, the Terrible 3. As in terrible, they got to watch out for us. So anyways, what I was going to say is back again. What episode are we on, Frog? What one is this? Fourth one, I think it is. I think we're on the fourth one. So we're going to be getting into, we've kind of planned it. We've got some things lined up now. We've done some talking behind the scenes, right? We're all on the same page. We all have expertise in certain areas, which is beautiful. And it worked out like this, so perfect. So when we get to certain types, like Froggy's going to do options, and I'm going to do dividends and some day plays. Mediocre's going to do day plays, and we're just going to be working together on building some classroom time stuff, some lessons, some like the core course. There'll be an intro, and then it'll cover a course outline, and then there's going to be lessons and sections inside. So it's easy to refer to. So if you go like lesson 2, section 3, you'll know exactly what area, and then it's easier for us to find out the areas that you're good in, the areas that you're lacking in. So if you do have issues, you don't have to go do the whole section again. We can just do the little sectionals inside the sections. So it's more consistent. Nice diamond, man. One day that you'll be holding that day. Was that you that had the real diamond that day?
Who was that? That was
not me.
That was dope, Shaw, man. Casey Shaw. Yeah, that's some bragging rights, man. That's cool. So now, go ahead, bro.
I do want to talk about the training thing. This weekend, since I got a lot of free time, obviously, well, I can't say a lot of free time. I got 2 days. So I'm looking to put out about 20 videos of chart patterns that you must know.
What are you on, Red Bull or something?
Short clips, because there's so many different patterns that you got to learn. I want to break each one up and go into detail on each one a little bit on like what each pattern is. Now, there's so many different names for them. So I'll just put like a basic term on it. And then if somebody wants to put a George W. for like a double bottom, or you want to call it a box top for a double top, or whatever you want to call it, you can call it whatever you want, but just understand there's basic terms on these things. And I'm going to make a video for each one, because a lot of people don't know these patterns, or they can't see them, and they don't know what time frame to go on to look at them. And you got to keep in mind there's micro and macro. So you're looking at different time slots. Like I look at the 2 hour. I used to work on the 4, but now that I realize the weekly actually operates off the 2 hour, and the 4 hour and the 1 day are actually distractions from the 2 hour. So I play the weekly, the 2 hour, the 30 minute, and the 5 minute. The weekly shows me the overall market trend. So then I know what direction we're going. And then I use the 2 hour to figure out what my weekly trend is. And then I use the 30 minute to figure out my daily trend. And then I use the 5 minute to find my entry. And
I think you lost 3/4 of the people that are just starting, buddy. I'm Froggy. I'm just poking it. I'm having fun with you today.
Well, I will explain that stuff. It's going to be called time frames on TradingView. So when I put up these videos, they're going to be numbered, obviously, and it's going to be like TradingView, like a double bottom or a W, or I don't even know what somebody would rather hear it as, because they're used to hearing trade say George W. So you'd want to see a W bottom, but it's a double bottom. Would
Double
you guys
bottom,
agree?
double top.
You can make your own, as long as you have a legend. You can call it a double frog leg, right? You can call it
Yeah.
anything you want. Just make a
Time
legend up.
frames, guys, are very important.
Yes, increment. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
A lot of people don't understand the
That's
time
four.
frames because each time frame means something different. And it also depends on how you're investing. If you're going to invest on a weekly time frame, like you'll want to pay attention to the 2 hour. If you're investing on a daily time frame, you want to pay attention to the 30-minute. I do know there's in-betweens that you look for so you can kind of walk it to the next time frame. And that's pretty much all you're doing is you're walking through your time frames. Like I sometimes look at the 45-minute, even though it's useless, but it leads me to the 1 hour. So, that's the only reason why I use it. I don't even care about what the 1 hour says, but I lead myself to the 2 hour. So you kind of watch the rotation and you can see it slowly move. And there's a lot of examples I get to use this week on like AMC as we had that shoot up in the morning. And I'll also be talking about my funnel theory, which is something that nobody talks about. I'll be putting that on for basic members too, because I figure that you'll want the funnel theory just because of the fact that it's a weekly duration and it's mainly planned around options. You figure Max Payne's a weekly thing, so is the funnel theory, so is the 2 hour time frame. So they all correlate together, and I'll show you how Max Payne correlates with funnel and the 2 hour and all that stuff. So then you'll get a better understanding of how I look at things. You might think I'm cuckoo and probably need a padded room, or you can make some money from it. So it's your choice of what you can do with it.
What about the Will Smith? Are you
yeah, if you don't like it, just Will Smith me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did make a video about the whole Will Smith thing.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was.
Your word.
Somebody gave me a bunch of information. It was conspiracy theory kind of stuff. I looked into it, found that it was more factual than fiction, and it blew my mind. I was like, I got to make a video about this.
Did you see the hit? I seen it. It was more of a little BS
right,
song.
but the fact that Pfizer actually did sponsor the awards, like they did put money there, and then the drug that they have that's in like phase 3 trials was mentioned on like March 23rd that it was in final trials, and it's that alopecia disease that drug treats. So the odds that Chris Rock was actually making a joke about her who has alopecia.
There's more to it than I know. Okay.
So now I'm not saying that that's exactly what's going on here, but it is very suspicious. And you figure, has advertisement got so far advanced that it's away from the TV screen and radio and like ads on your computer screen that we're actually now having actors do weird stuff? Or was that legit real? I don't know, but the odds that everything lines up. Will Smith was asked to leave, never left. Weird. So, but I did make a video about it.
Yeah, I didn't really look too deep into it, to be honest with you. I'll be honest, I don't watch too much TV these days. So, I stay away from all the, there's a lot of nonsense on TV today. I'll just say that.
Well, how do you get time? You're always behind the computer, man. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It takes like 3-4 hours just to do like a 20-minute, 15-minute video with the thumbnail.
And not only that, the research you do and just trying to trade myself, right? Like I got to look at charts, do technical analysis for myself on top.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot of work. Plus the Discord, there's people in there, and I'm always asking me questions and stuff, and I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I try to help people.
How many monitors do you run? Like, how many do you run a stock screener with like a 4 split, or do you have like multiple monitors like me all the way around you?
It depends where I'm sitting. Like right now, I'm on my laptop. Lately, I've been just messing around on my laptop, just one monitor and on my laptop. But I have my office upstairs has a dual monitor setup. It's actually pretty nice. But
good.
My son Zesh, my Discord legend.
Yeah. He
takes over that. Nah, he takes over my office a lot. You know what I mean? He's up there trading on my computer and
that's cool.
And doing this little gaming crap, I guess.
Discord's hard to keep updated. Gaming, yeah. Discord's hard to keep updated though. You're always adding, and then stuff gets obsolete, and then somebody, It's I used to run one. It's ongoing, man. which is good. You have to keep people up to date. But what you doing, bro? What you doing? What you got on that GME AMC?
Yeah, I got them all pulled up for now so everybody can see what's going on. I wish they would actually put like the numbers somewhere in like the corner bigger instead of putting it up here. I wish they just put it down in this one corner or like
Can
this
you
corner
modify
where
it?
Jesus.
I think you can modify that somewhere. You have to be able to. I don't know.
It sucks that I have to click on each one in order for you to see the
Oh,
number.
I know what you're saying, and it only goes in the corner. And yeah, that'd be kind of not good in a squeezer. Well, yeah, it's hard to see for the audience.
I pulled up. I have, if when you get a minute,
Mhm.
whenever. But I pulled up a spy chart that I can actually share to kind of show what I look at and how I do my technical analysis. But when you're done doing your thing, I'll show that if you want.
Yeah, we'll
for
pull that
sure.
up right after 4 here.
You got it.
And I
It's
noticed something
already
else.
ready.
I was looking at the algorithm of. I want to show you guys something. I know there's a little bit of. We all know this with AMC and GME. I found something. I'll show you. I just want to run it past you guys before I bring it out into the world.
Yeah.
That's what we do because I just want to make sure that I'm seeing what I'm seeing.
Wait till you
Yeah.
see what I found today. I found a nice 45-minute recording of Lou.
Oh no, here we go. Did you see Tony's video on Lou, the April Fool's one? Oh, I actually agree with him. Yeah, that was pretty good. It caught me off guard. I'm like, we lost him. He suckered him and he brainwashed Tony of all people. That was pretty good. He pulled a straight face on that one too.
Yeah, I got a 45-minute segment where him and his group were not directly telling you to sell, but kind of projecting it on you. And somebody recorded it, posted it up on YouTube, and nobody's even watching it. So I'd like to cover it because it's basically them repeating the same thing over and over. We missed the part where the AMC Marine was in there because this was way earlier. So they were like, you remember how we were sitting
it's
there,
our video. Okay, yeah.
we were having that meeting
Mhm.
talking about them guys, and they were over there complaining about a group of guys basically having a get-together meeting about them.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it was us.
Yeah. So
Hey,
obviously,
Froggy.
yeah.
Hey, can you pull Ant Card's comment?
Yeah, let me get down there.
And then Timothy's comment has to relate to that too, so we can kind of answer both of them. I didn't mean to stop you.
No. That you got to be more diligent on. I wasn't even paying attention on this because I got to do. I wasn't set up for my software yet.
I'll get down the Ant Card. Give me a second here. Ooh, how did I get that turned on? Actually, that don't look too bad.
What the
like
oval? That's what I run. Is that exact? Like that's easier on the eyes instead of the square? Yeah. That's I was running for a couple days. Oh, I made you a backdrop, a cool one, man, with AMC just circulates.
Let me change it back because I like it where it stands out. It's like because black with it's a little bit harder.
But then you can't see the chart, and you can't see me hardly.
That's why we're supposed to pay attention to it. Get off the screen. It says, "Hey guys, can you explain these tops? Why in the trillions per share a few years ago, and HCMC and CEI in the millions too? Why tops was in the trillions per share?
Canadian Moose. Oh yeah, I know this guy. He's not bad actually. He's a Canuck.
HCMC, isn't that the one that's suing Philip Morris for like the theft of a patent or something?
I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with the CEI, of course. Everybody is, but I'm not familiar with that. I can look it up. I can't memorize every stock in between the Toronto Stock Exchange and the New York.
That one might not be it. I'm not sure. It says Healthier Choices Management Corp. We might have to wait for confirmation on that, but
it's nice getting into a stock that you don't know and it's fresh and you can just dive into it. I like that. I like going into something I know nothing about and doing my because everything's verbatim. I do the same thing with every stock. And depends when I'm looking. Dividends obviously different, but when I'm going into like I have a system and I've explained it and I don't change that way. Like it's just normal. It's the same as like when I roll into somebody's channel. I hit the like button and you know what I mean right away. Like you know how it is. Like you have a system.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the whole
Phillips
top
Morris.
HCME and CEI. I'm not sure about why it was trading in the trillions per share or trillions per shares a few years ago and why it's in millions. I have no idea, to be honest. Like, I don't follow those ones.
No.
So I'm not going to be of much use on those.
Hi, Ma. Hi, Mama.
Oh, so here's a good one. Dana says apparently Chris didn't even know she had alopecia, which
Yeah, he did.
well,
She's had her hair.
well,
They're really good friends. I read a blog on them. It's kind of hard to hide that, man.
it's unfortunate that the joke was taken offensive. Jokes are. I mean, a guy at work was sitting there laughing today, and
Yeah,
he made
they're
a comment.
friends,
He
too.
goes, "Oh, we can stop talking about you now because we don't want to offend you." And I started laughing. I said, "If the joke's good, I don't really care." I said, "If I can laugh along, I'm good with it." But I mean, you could tell she was disgusted by the comment. So, I mean,
Will Smith
Will
does his
thought it was
temper.
funny.
He has a bad temper. It's not the first time he's smashed. He's knocked people out and gotten sued before, man. It is what it is, right?
Alopecia is a bad thing for women, though. It's really a bad thing for women. They call you bald headed and all kind of names. So alopecia is really bad for women, guys. It really is.
Oh yeah.
He did show the effects. There was like a line across the top, kind of like if a girl wore like a headband or something, like one of them.
Psychological,
whatever you call it, one of them hair things that girls put in their hair to hold their hair back. But there was a line up there, and it was like a bald spot. So it very unusual pattern.
Yeah. Froggy, and then looking in the mirror every day and trying to cover it up. The psychological aspect of it, man. It must be it's disheartening, man. It's sad, right?
Are you speaking from experience?
Me, look at. I know. It runs in the family, you know.
But yeah, it's unfortunate how that thing turned out, and it was kind of interesting that I had a message given to me with all this information saying check it out, and I was like, wow, that would be kind of weird if everything played out that way and it was like an advertisement. I actually thought Chris got smacked. I mean, it looked real. So, I mean, I don't know.
No, I thought he was going to drop. So he didn't even budge though. Like that wasn't it. You could hear it with the fidge I had, but it didn't even budge him. Like, I don't know. It was weird.
Well, it looked like he pulled back on it. So he rolled with it.
Cause he was.
And then
angry.
he handled it so professionally afterwards. Like,
that was dope. That was professional, man. That was, you could see his face swelling up on the bread on the one side.
Just imagine if oh wait, what's going on with HYMC? You see it ripping off my chart right now?
Holy crow, it's right off the screen. Oh wow, look at that.
The spy's pushing up too.
Look at AMC and GME. Guys, we got to talk. I can see it again. But yeah.
Spy over here.
Oh, it's doing it. Yeah,
Yeah, but we need to have like that kind of seriousness when it comes to trading, because like that's what kind of emotional control that you need is what Chris Rock had. So that's definitely one thing I would recommend.
So we'll smack each other around before we get into day trading. Get it out of versus. But I don't know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Pushing it all aside and controlling your emotions. That was totally pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Rock handled himself very, very, very well.
Yeah, like a rock.
He did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Like a rock, literally. Yeah.
I did kind of see that, but I don't really pay attention. I don't agree with what happened at all.
No.
I just, you know what I mean?
No, especially with this bullying thing going around. Well, especially because there's issues with bullying and kids watch that stuff, right? There's a big problem with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't. That's not something we want on TV.
No,
agreed 100%.
And especially with Will's career too, he did a lot of sitcoms involving kids, like when he was a kid, right? But anyways, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's a role model for a lot of people.
Okay, here's the one from Ant Card. Go ahead, Ms. Harris.
Correct. This one was before Ant Card. So one moment, Ant Card. No disrespect to you. Tarek is asking you what happened to GME. Was it traded through the dark pool today? His message is up at the top before Ant Card.
We actually won't be able to check the dark pool activity for another 2 hours. That Stockgrid that I use, it's actually tagged in the description down below. You can go to the site, and in about 2 hours, you can pull up the information and look and see if the blue lines got pulled down into a negative section where they sold it off. But Yeah, that's one thing I will be training on too for members is how to use Stockgrid, like the basic way. But like I said, it's all pretty much free. So we won't be able to know for another 2 hours. And I will do an update this weekend on both of them because obviously they're like important stocks to be following. And I'll update the stock rate information on what happened today, what's going to probably happen Monday, max pain with the options and that kind of stuff. So expect videos to come out this weekend for both of those.
Froggy, did you figure a way how to get your stock screener live in your Discord? Is there a way to do that? Like have it live, like literally so you can see the cursor and actually be in there with like literally trading live with people?
I'll have to get with you on that later to
No, I
come
was
up
just
with
wondering
something.
if there's a way. Like,
Yeah, because
mediocre would know that probably.
right now I'm still in the process of restructuring it to figure out how I want it to look like to make it customized so I can put information in there and let people do things.
Yeah.
So
that's
right
cool.
now I'm just getting the roles set and I got to figure out what each role is going to be for each tier.
Yeah, I know that.
Antcard says, Froggy, the max pain target changes daily. How do you calculate the Friday max pain at the beginning of the week? Let me see. I would like to pull that up, but we're getting close to the close. Let's see if I could do that real quick. I'll show you AMC real quick, and maybe this will give you an idea. The link is in the description down below, and if you are a member, there's actually a training video on this. So let me pull this up real quick.
Oh, that's better.
See if I can get over and get back. Okay, so this is MaximumPain.com. It's already set for options AMC. We skip this chart here. We come down to the second one here. Now, this bottom one's the one that most people use, and it's already calculated at 23. You come up here to this one, and if you were a market maker and you knew you could draw a line somewhere to hurt all the options, where would you put it? And right here is 23. Between 23 and 24 would be perfect, putting it at 23 and a half. And that would make it a plus or minus 50 cents. And that's how I figure max pain. I just visually look at it. I pick a number out of common sense. And then because you could tell, I don't use the overall money on both sides and pick a number. I just pick a common sense spot where I'd put the line. So as you can see, it lines up that way.
And as you can see on the chart, that's what they were aiming for today, as you can see, based on the price action.
Right here, I had it picked at $23.50 plus or minus 50 cents. We're going to honor that. This one here, 165 plus or minus 5, and it's within 50 cents. So, I mean, you can't scream manipulation much louder than what I'm showing right here. And then I get to go look at the options. Obviously, nothing's going to go in the money. So they blew out the puts, they blew out the calls, and
right now we're trading that 23.30 for anybody who wants to know while we're having this conversation on AMC. Go ahead, Froggy.
Yep,
I just want to
there it is. So, like I said, they blew out the puts, they blew out the calls, and I can actually look at what little bit's going to come in the money because we are going to get a little stack of calls that will go into money, and if we land, we actually want to finish above 23.50 so we can get this tiny sliver of calls to go into money, but they're going to probably put it like 23.45 just to blow them calls out so then they only have to honor these puts on Monday. So let's see how they finish it. Again, it's a guess. So, I mean, we're already under 23.50. So if they finish above 23.50, we get those calls. And voila, they blew it. Oh, no, we still got time left. Nope, it's over. Okay, so they wiped out all the calls. So we have a tiny little sliver of puts that went into money, tiny. And what that means for Monday, they're going to use those puts to attack us with because they have to hedge them on Monday. I'm going to go back over and check out GME to see what the secondary stack of options is. And let me see. If it finished below 165, it brought the puts in. If it finished above 165, it brought the calls in. So let me go see where they're at on that one. So it finished below 165, and that brings in that tiny little sliver of puts. So they plan on pushing the price down Monday, and that's pure speculation. There's no guarantee that's exactly how it's going to work, but I mean, we're just working it off the numbers. Can we get somebody in here? Oh, chart.
Oh, whenever you got time.
I want to shout out Brenda, Queen of Swords. She's back at it again. She's the worst shill in the planet. She's putting us all down. I'm bringing this up on the board. She wants attention. Let's give it to her. Put it on you yesterday, man. She's up to no good. She is no good. Good. I'm glad. I hope she disfollows me. I do not support her. I don't like her. I think she's a bully. That's just my opinion, and I'm going to give you something.
Where is she at? I don't see her.
Just put a comment on my wall.
She'll come in my chat like that. I don't play that. She don't come in my chat like that.
No, she's a real piece of work. Ma?
To set her straight, to let her know that you can't do this. We don't. That's you and CSI's business. That's y'all.
No. There's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with me and CSI. There's nothing wrong with me and CSI. We've talked for 2.5 hours last. No, she is a bully. She bullies people, and I've had enough of it. Right? Like she's done it to you. I've seen her the way she rolls. She's writing on my wall. So I'm gonna throw this up on the wall so everybody can read it because she needs attention. She's an attention seeker. So it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and bash her because I don't even really know her, but she put down Froggy over stuff that we know, and I'm sticking up for my friend because that put me off yesterday.
What? Repeat that. I'm sorry, Mrs. Ham. Repeat that. You did what? Put down who?
Froggy right live yesterday in front of everybody over nothing. The guy was the way he does his technical charts. I followed Froggy a long time ago, and she put it on that algorithm. What was it, Froggy? Sorry, I want to make a short script.
Some people don't. Like, I get it. You know, she thought CSI came up with found the algorithm thing, which is fine. I mean, some people weren't paying attention to my trading. She actually, I think she honestly thought that, that CSI found the ABC, but I've been talking about ABC for a very long time. That is my trading strategy because I knew that there's an algorithm and I made a trading strategy to basically trade against the algo. So now, like, I was already planning on making a Froggy ABCs, and then just coincidentally, Thomas came out with that video, and I was like, well, let me put this out because this is the exact algorithm I've been talking about. And then, so that I was kind of forced to come up with the Froggy ABCs earlier than I wanted because we didn't even get the trainings like set up. So I already was planning on doing a Froggy ABC like trading pattern just to counter the Citadel ABC algorithm.
Yeah, sorry, she's just trying to break this up. I had to mention this because she put down. I'm going to mention across national. She put down Tony De Niro. Me, Boss Blunts calls him a drug addict. Okay, I'm just going to expose it. She wants attention. We'll give her fucking it. Oh, sorry, Ma. Sorry, Ma. We'll give her attention. Sorry. I'm disappointed in you guys. You do not know what you're talking about. You do not know technical analysis. About the mine, Pantheon set us straight, supposedly, and we're really good friends with them. Kudos to CSI for doing his reach here. You guys are shills, calling us bullies. We're worthless. The United stuff that we've done, we're just pieces of.
Well, I wouldn't pay much attention to the negative comments. Because,
no, I'm not. I just want everybody to know because I've been told that she's a bully, and there you go. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I just know that she's bullied other channels. I was warned, right? And she's actually not bad. There you go. So look at I'm just going to let it go, Ma. I just wanted to say that really upset me over Froggy. Froggy is the most caring guy, and to do that to somebody, it's uncalled for. Now she's doing it to me. So yeah, she said she unsubbed. So perfect.
See, it doesn't bother me if somebody says anything bad. I'm still making money. My patterns still work. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter to me. I'm still uniting people. I'm still doing good for people. If somebody wants to hate, go ahead. Hate because you're going to teach me what I'm doing right. If there's one thing that you don't like about me,
Sorry,
when you say
sorry.
I'm doing too much of something, I'll do it
Sorry,
10 times more to prove that, I'll do whatever better.
Anyways, yeah, we'll let it go. I just wanted to.
But-
She wanted attention. Now she got it. I'm not going to beat around the bush and hide comments. There you guys go. So have a good.
Nope.
It's all good. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
But
Oh wow, appreciate that. Sorry about that. I had no idea, but
Don't apologize to me. I don't care.
yeah. But I'm just saying, okay, yeah. But the
She's
pen,
had so
I'm
many
sorry,
chances.
the pen. Did you get your question answered from Froggy about Max? I'll have Froggy redo it. The pen. If you didn't, just repeat it in the chat again. I'm sorry about all that's going on. Sorry about that, guys.
the Max Payne, I'll repeat that here in a second. Now the market's
Thank you,
closed.
Frog.
Will Smith that button. That's definitely true. Give it a good smack. Let me come back over to the charting. We'll do GME first.
I need.
Okay, so this is that maxpayne.com site. We come down to the second chart here, and you can see where they're stacking all the options. And right here, you can see the highest call area and the highest put area. Now, this kind of spiked up towards the end there, but I mean, you could technically count it between 165 and 170, but I took this point here, counted it between there, put it at 165, and I don't even know where it finished, to be honest. Yeah, it finished pretty close to 165. So those puts that came into money was only by 2 pennies, wasn't very much, but they did come into money. But that's how I figured Max Payne. I take the highest 2 points that are like close by, and I figured there, but you could have used these two, and it would have worked the same way as well. So what they did was they brought this little tiny stack of calls or puts in, and we'll see those Monday. And then we got AMC, which is next. You skip over the first chart, go to the second chart. You look right here, highest puts, highest call. Split the difference between 23, 24, puts you right at 23.50. That also brings in this little stack of calls here. Since they drove it under 23.50 by like, what, 10 cents? That means it brought these puts in. So that's how you figure it. So if you have any questions on the further, like or future here, that will give you an idea how I do it daily. And I do it about 3 o'clock so you can get an idea how the market will close. And it gives you an idea what tomorrow may bring. And then you still got to factor it in with the funnel theory thing, which I'll be teaching over on members only. So, and everything with the Max Payne stuff, there's already a video up for training on that, again, in members. So, mediocre trader, did you want to go back over your chart?
Yeah, I wanted to run over my chart real quick if we could. So this is the SPY, everybody. I'm sure you could see this. So we are in a downtrend, and a lot of that is why we're seeing what's going on with AMC and GME and all these things getting hit, because the SPY took a big hit today. All right. This is today's price action right here. So it basically dropped. I would zoom in more, but I'm trying to show you guys something. This is my supply and demand zone boxes. All right. So this line right here is a powerful support line. So we can see probably Monday we'll bounce on this line a little bit. It may break down and come to this 50% Fibonacci level, or we can bounce back and forth in this for a little bit and see what happens. But we have to wait until Monday to see what happens. So Monday's a big day for AMC and the SPY and whatever. But I just want everybody to understand that a lot of stuff that happens in the market is based off of the whole market as a whole. And it's a lot of times it's nothing to worry about. They're all moving in that general direction. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I do have a question. That supply zone that you have right there, how do you pull that indicator up?
All right. So for me, I have an indicator in here. I call it supply and demand zones, but it's basically a volume indicator. And I'm going to pull it up right here to show you what it looks like actually.
Because I
What chart
noticed
are you-
Spence
what
uses
are you
the same
using?
exact thing, and it's pretty accurate for finding the bottoms and the tops.
So here's what I do for everybody to see.
Yeah. What's lock screen are you using there, brother? What is that?
This is Think or Swim.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
like the color format.
All right. See these yellow lines? See how my dotted line's on this yellow line right here?
Yeah.
See, I could put one right here, right? But basically the top of my box is so close to that, it's the same thing. So I don't need this line right here because I just use the top of my box. But this yellow line means that is the majority of the stocks were purchased at that price. Okay, so when you see a stock during the day move up and down or side to side, every day there's a set price where the volume basically is the most intense. And that's what these lines are. So I use those as my support and resistance. You don't need them. You could do it with just drawing, lines like whatever. But so how I get my box is like this big green box. Basically, if you see this blue line here and this blue line here, I would just draw a box from there to there because all this gray is volume. See all this little bit of volume that was out, but this volume up here was irrelevant. All that really matters is what's in this blue here.
So it's
So
basically like a view app line or a Boulevard.
It's so easy to see, man. Those lines, I love it.
And so the other thing is, like Rico uses on his charts, he uses the volume over here on the right, where
Okay.
my cursor is. This and that are basically the same thing. This is just Thinkorswim's one for it.
So
But I never,
go ahead.
I never leave this on. You know what I mean? I always turn it off. I just make my line so I know where everything is, and then I don't need that.
So how many bowler bands? You got 2 bowler bands running right there, right?
Well,
bands?
it's just a supply and demand zone boxes.
Oh, because they look like
Is what
bowler
it is.
bands. Okay.
Oh, all my lines. So I'll show you those too. But let me shut this back off because it's
Yeah, for sure.
Volume supply.
That's cool, man. I might have to. Do you pay monthly for that, mediocre?
It's free.
Really? Oh wow. Wow. Okay. I'll definitely want to get this download link for that.
Let me see.
My eyesight's not the best being a welder for 25 years, but this I can pick up on those neon colors for sure.
Boom, boom. Okay. All right. Now they're gone. All right. So the other thing I use is this red line is my 200 EMA, right? My yellow line right here is the 13. This green line is my 48 EMA. That's a strategy that I use. I use a 1348 crossover strategy is the strategy that I use to trade because I trade options quick and fast. There's a lot of videos out on 1348. I could possibly make some, but I rather just go teach basic technical analysis is kind of what I'm trying to get people to understand because that's really where it is. So basically, if you look back, I had this upward trend here between these two lines, and we broke out of that trend. So we could be heading into a downtrend on SPY is what I was ultimately getting at because we ran up in such a tight channel. This channel was very tight. So, and this is on a 30-minute time frame. It looks a little different on other time frames, but it's all there. That's basically what I wanted to say is like if the broader market goes down, you're going to see other stock prices drop as well.
I seen that today earlier, like about just before lunch. It just went red. About 3/4 of my portfolio did, anyways.
Yeah.
Out of the blue.
So.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. I hope that helps people.
Oh, you got 2 mediocre. Oh, that was pretty cool. We had 2 of you, man. 2 traders. We had 2 pictures of you, man. Double trouble.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. That'd be pretty. Go ahead.
I got asked. I haven't got to the question yet. Well, actually, I think I did. Let me pull it up here. How many contracts in the money for AMC and GME? From what I'm seeing, AMC 46,600 in the money for calls and 40,600 puts in the money. So I guess even though they did what they did, we still got a tiny little bit of, it probably won't even matter, we'll probably do a small pop up and maybe hold sideways, and then they'll pick a direction and push us there. But for GME, we had 11,200 calls in the money and 5,400 puts in the money. So we'll get a little bump up on that one too. So I thought we were going to start negative, but it looks like we might just kind of drift a little higher, and that's about it.
We have the Spence, and we have the one that's in the space car right now, along with Hedge and the rest of the crew. But Spence, you're welcome to talk. He wants to speak. Go right ahead, Spence.
Yeah, the floor is yours, man. Spence, your mic's muted.
There you go. I was muted by the host. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Oh, pretty good, man.
Pretty wild day today. I woke up and immediately went back to sleep, but it's good to see we landed in the money on AMC. So
yeah, we had a little bit more calls going to money than puts, but it wasn't enough to make an aggressive Monday. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of a positive week, even though we kind of got robbed of 34.
oh yeah, that stop loss, or not stop loss, that halt was specifically engineered to destroy momentum for Friday for today. So
Yep, 100%.
Man, I just wanted to talk real quick about HYMC and the earnings release, and then Diane Garrett's interview with Benzinga. I think a lot of people kind of took it wrong when she said we'll be back to full-scale commercial operations in 2023, which is amazing. I don't think people realize it's already April of 2022. So the years, we're getting already into the mid-year. So
Yeah.
I think people should really take a breather, take a step back, and look at where HYMC will be at the beginning of the year with full commercial scale operations for the first time. Check out the other gold mining companies that are listed. Check their stock prices out where they're sitting at full commercial. So
Now the question I have about HYMC that's kind of like not been mentioned is, how AMC was synthetically driven down and they were driving the price down, and then retail came in and saved it. What was done in the past to get that stock down to that point? Was it similar stuff? I haven't got a chance to look into it, but we probably should, because maybe Adam just basically bought an AMC where it's like a squeeze play that's compounded into one.
Yeah, I think they were shorted over 50%.
absolutely.
I don't remember.
So, I mean, that's exactly what it is. You buy him the dip, and he bought the dip. So now all they have to do is keep the company from going bankrupt, and it's a squeeze play. So it's amazing.
Before
44%.
the dilution, which wasn't a big deal, it was actually a good thing at the money offering. The short interest on HYMC was over 40% at 100% utilization, with a 200 to 300% average cost to borrow. So those shorts are still trapped in HYMC.
Yeah.
And I think that's why White Box Advisors sold 91% of their position 8 days before the AMC Eric Sprott announcement was made. Now, White Box Advisors has been shorting AMC with Citadel, and they also shorted Cinemark with Citadel.
Ooh.
So my theory is they had to sell and get out of the company as quick as possible, because they would have got their hand caught in the cookie jar. So now we're sitting at a lower short interest and lower utilization, but that is because of the cash raise they did, which effectively just trapped those shorts in that position. They would be committing financial suicide to continue to short HYMC at the rate they were before we got in.
I think it was a good play, as long as the company could turn around and get back to full operation.
I don't know.
I mean, what was it, 0.3 negative on earnings or something like that? It wasn't like anything bad.
No, not at all. They were still processing material off of their leaching pads and whatnot while they're setting up their POX process for the more efficient processing in the future. The key issue, though, is they were never full-scale commercialized operations. They had their run-of-mill mining processes and whatnot, but they were not a full-scale commercial mine. They are going to be a full-scale commercial mine by 2023, especially with the cash that they have on hand now. That means their production quotas are going to go up significantly. I'm guessing to say that they're probably going to, if they don't go up 50% minimum in production amounts on gold and silver, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah,
and it looks like gold. It looks like gold and silver are about to break out due to certain geopolitical moves with Russia and the American banking industry. So
it's kind of interesting that Russia is going to be backing their ruble by gold. So that's going to make gold prices go up. It's going to put pressure on the dollar. I think
it's the same guy from last night. Is this the same dude from last night?
This is Spence.
Is that the same guy from last night that had all that information on it, on the mine?
No, I think you're thinking about Lion Trader.
No, it was just somebody in the chat that really was educated on it about core samples and that. Oh no, I'm sorry. This guy seems like he knows what he's talking about. That's rare on a mine. I just
Spence is.
Yeah, that was kind of a couple of days before. That was the same guy. Spence is the one that he was asking questions about, Mr. Cam. That's him that's speaking now.
Yeah, because there's very few people that know that.
Pretty smart on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think the guy you're talking to was asking me about purity levels, which they actually talked about in their quarterly earnings drop, where they were up to the 98, 99% levels after refining. The interesting thing, from what I read, I don't think Putin backed the ruble by gold, but he just said, we'll place a minimum of $5,000 or 5,000 rubles per ounce of gold. I don't know if it's necessarily backed, you would say. I think he just set a standard for purchases per ounce. But the real key is they said that they would only accept payment for oil in rubles or gold.
Which is the same thing, because if you buy rubles, you have to pay gold to get them. So
I think what Russia's trying to do is prevent like the CBDC from existing and going to a total digital currency, because that would mean globalism. And I don't think Russia likes globalism. Just my opinion.
No, I think you're right.
I think I am too, but no.
I kind of like the idea of tracking things with gold and silver. Like, it gets rid of the inflation garbage. And I made this comment the other day too, and I like to keep bringing it up. Don't fall for the backed by $1 in gold. Make sure you get an increment amount, because increments grow in value, dollars don't. Because if you have 1 ounce of gold, it's worth $2,000, and you got $2,000, when it goes up in price, the government gets to print off the difference. So if it goes up to $3,000 for an ounce, your money don't change value, because you got $2,000 of gold, and that's $2,000. That's it. When their value goes up, they have the gold, so they get to print off more money, like an extra 1,000 for nothing.
You know what's crazy to think about, and this is a funny thing, and why class rings are actually a good investment. My parents got me a class ring back in 2003, right?
Yeah.
Probably paid $300 for it. It's easily worth now over $1,600 to $1,700.
Yeah.
So, that's just a little thought of how the price of gold has increased over the years. The way that Russia is responding to we're more or less in an economic World War III per se right now. The way Russia's responding to it is going to put a massive amount of pressure on the COMEX and the westernized banking companies who are overly or increased their gold intake significantly in the past 5 years. The price of gold and silver has been fixed for so long by COMEX and paper trading that now with Russia standing up on a world stage talking about, hey, we'll take gold for oil, which is really important right now because of political stances in the U.S., I have a feeling what's going to end up happening is the price of gold is going to go up higher than a lot of Western banks want it to. And a lot of people shorting precious metals, like the Chinese billionaire who got caught in the nickel squeeze, are going to be hurting extremely bad pretty soon. Because I think what they thought was, we're going to let inflation ride up as high as we can. The Fed will come in, do a rate hike. We'll get everybody back to work. And we'll play this produced inflation as a squeeze on precious metals. Because as inflation starts coming down, so does the price of precious metals. I think a lot of people are about to get their hands caught in the cookie jar on this one. So the HYMC investment by Adam Aaron is pretty smart.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
I agree.
Yeah. So I just want to go over something. I just wanted to, because a lot of people are interested in this stuff. The average person does not know that. What was the gentleman's name that was just on there? Froggy, your friend there?
Spence.
Spence. Okay, what I got here is, as you know, I'm a professional prospector. When I say that, is that I do the whole thing. I actually look for gold, follow the veins, follow the different types, know what flower gold is, how round it is in the stream, to know how close I am up the river, how far to go to get the gold. The flower gold that isn't rounded by the current and the degrading it means that if it's rounded, you're a long ways from that vein. So what you do is chase it back, and that's what I wanted to get into, is extractions. So what I got here is an acid test kit. This will burn right through the bone. Like if you drop this on your hand, it'll go right through your skin within seconds to your bone. Okay. So these are for the different purities. This is for 10K. Okay. And and this is for platinum. So this is to test the purity. So we were talking about metals before, buying used metals like Froggy was. So this is what I would recommend, but put rubber gloves on and be in a well-ventilated area. But this is how you do it. You scrape a piece off and you put it on this. And that's how you don't get ripped off. Okay. Because we're going to be the economy is going to change, and there's going to be a lot of this stuff available. And there's nothing wrong with buying gold used that's not stamped if you test it, because you can get burned just like the stock market. There's a lot of people that go around ripping people off. So I just wanted to show you a quick a sample that could make you very well off. Okay. And a lot of people don't know how good a gold they have. This stuff will tell you the purity without doing anything else, sending it out to anywhere. You can do it right in your home. And this is only $50 for this kit. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of people that thought they bought gold, have no idea. Starts turning green on them. Everything you just said is 100%. And I know a lot of gold places, not just pawn shops, but people who buy gold specifically always have their acid test kits around and everything. So.
And I got something better. I just want to show you. I got a gold detector that picks up gold nuggets the size of my pinky, 2 feet deep in the earth. It runs on quartz crystals. I'll go ahead. I'm just going to show you this because I know we're talking about the mine. We might as well show the tools and that stuff, right? I know a lot of people are interested in this last time, and I didn't. Not that I was ignoring it. It's just it was the wrong crowd. Now we got. So you can go. You can move on to the next thing. I can grab it in a minute.
Okay. I got a comment here, a question here from Sub Haste the Boss. It says, what happened? No one is friends with CSI. I'm actually friends with CSI. I don't have a problem with them at all. I like CSI. So
talking for an hour last night at 3 in the morning.
Just because Brenda pops over on Cam's channel, says a couple bad things, doesn't mean I like anybody any less. I mean, people are entitled to say whatever. I just hope it's respectful and she's trying to break the movement up. She's trying to break the movement up. She doesn't like us all being friends. She never has. You know her.
I'll say this.
Exactly, but I think that she's sticking up for CSI. I get it. He comes up, he gets an idea. She sees it, like the ABC trading pattern. I've been trading the ABC trading pattern. It's not that she was bashing me or anything.
We know that, Froggy.
But she thought that she honestly thought that he found it. And I mean, just because I don't sit there and talk about it every single day, you can tell by the trading pattern it's clearly mine's an ABC trading pattern to counter the ABC algorithm. So
She's baiting you, Froggy. We all know she's baiting at you. Just look at what she
Oh,
did to
no.
me. I didn't know where GME's headquarters were. I don't trade GME, but that doesn't make any sense. That was her main thing. She put it in all capitals. You don't even know where. You don't know nothing. You don't know where GME's headquarters. Well, I'm Canadian for one thing. Do you know where Sundial is? There, like, come on, man. Like, really?
Well,
and I don't even trade the. But here's the gold. Here's the gold tester. Go ahead.
I wouldn't worry too much about what somebody says as long as we're
I'm
trying
not.
to keep things united. So
I'm very transparent. I do my DD, so I wanted to be
I have a
transparent.
question. Jim from Spence and Terrible's community. She has a question. She's been having her hand up for a while, and I still see the one down there. Jen, you're next. Go ahead.
Yep, floor is yours.
Hey, oh, sorry.
You're fine. Go ahead. It's your turn.
Oh, hey, Froggy, give us sense. Guys, what happened today? Like, I was really expecting a green day, like, especially after the GameStop, stock dividend split news. I don't know, Froggy, Spence, what are your thoughts about today's price action with HYMC, AMC, and GME, and what can us apes expect for Monday?
Well, I was actually expecting more of an upward max pain, but it looks like he got pushed down. I mean, obviously we ran up in the after hours, and then we got driven back down, I guess kind of the reality, and then we got pushed a little bit lower, and we still came out on max pain. So as expected, bull trap, bear trap, max pain. We hit all three features this week. That goes back to that funnel theory that I'm going to start training people on understanding what that is, so you don't get caught off guard thinking this is a weird thing. But it's always the same thing. There's either a bear trap or bull trap for the first half of the week, and then it counters that for the second half of the week, and then Friday is always max pain. So when you know that, it's kind of more obvious what they're doing. But I think they kind of hit us with, I don't want to say they hit us with the kitchen sink, but because we didn't quite go negative, we did have more calls going to money than puts. So it's not quite so negative. We do have a little bit of positive left in for Monday. So obviously we're oversold, and we should be popping back up, I think, on Monday, because let me pull up the chart real quick just to make sure, because I don't want to tell you without double checking. 30 minutes is going into a gold cross now. Your 2 hour, which is the weekly time frame that I look at, we're hitting our second dip. Usually you don't hit 3 dips. That could technically be a W bottom, even though they're not level. And I'm sure the SPY looks a little bit more even, because I look at a larger index or something. Nope, it was actually descending. So I'll take that back. AMC might have to bounce. Maybe. So we got an oversell. Okay, so that's what they did. They tried to scare us at, let me get the time frame here.
And you're just talking about AMC, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They pushed us underneath what appears to be our support line, which would have been 23.18. And then it obviously just popped right back up. I think it was a scare tactic. We're going right back up to the support line, and it would make an official double bottom. And if that's what the double bottom is, I made the comment yesterday that we double bottomed on the 5-minute. I said, I'm kind of confused. How come we didn't double bottom on the 30-minute? Because that's usually where it goes next before it goes to the 2 hour. And some people like to watch the 45 or the 1 hour. I check, 5:30 and 2 hour. We're still on a weekly gold cross on the, let me double check before I say that too. Yeah, we're still on a weekly gold cross, which means we're uptrending. So even though it looks negative, we still are on an uptrend. So I wouldn't be discouraged at all. Our 2 hour is oversold. RSI is at the bottom, meaning everything that we're sitting at right now is basically the bottom. So as long as the weekly holds there, which it should, next week we should get another run up. I'm thinking first thing Monday, Tuesday, we'll get our spike, go into a bull trap, and then back down for a bear trap, back into a max pain. And I'm pretty sure that's the way it's going to work, because I don't think they're going to drop us into a bear trap coming off of basically what's a bear trap now. And that's just my guess.
What about for HYMC?
Let me pull that one up. That one's going to be a little bit more complicated, because they do run on a different a little bit different pattern just because it's so small. It's easier to manipulate, but I do see a bottom. And let me draw this up here. Actually, I'm going to pull the chart up so everybody else can see what I'm doing. There you go. So let me stretch out my time frame here. We got a double bottom right there. Now we're looking to see if we have a descending level of resistance, to see if we can break something. Right there it is. Boom. Now we're looking to see, is there 3 triangles in there? 1, 2, popping back up 3. Doesn't mean it has to come all the way back down to 208. It can slide down that resistance line until it pops through. It's in the after hours, so I'm thinking first thing it's going to pop and break. Now you're looking for a neckline. So your neckline would be right there. Your B triangle, technically it's way up here, but that's after hours, so I don't count it. And we don't really have a good B triangle at all. So I'll just kind of pick this point right here. And there's our A triangle way up there, which that's way up there, so we probably won't even get to it. So once we pop out and break above 208, we can head back up to 222. That's a confirmation breakout of neckline. And then we can work our way back up to 246. Without volume and cash flow, I wouldn't expect to get back up to that 275. But there's still another day. Like I said, bull trap first part of the week. So that's going to be 2 days. So let's see if the first day we can get back to 246. And then if the volume is still there and the cash flow is there, maybe we can see if we can retouch that 275 and maybe take a stab at that 299 again. I don't know if it's going to do it or not, but like I said, we're going to get a break on this wedge. And right now, the volume that we currently have with the cash that we currently have, the best that we can probably do is 246. Pretty close to it. Let me see if we got banker information or anything on that. Yeah, there's a resistance.
Hold on, Mr. Said. You'll be right after he gets done talking. Just hold on, Mr. Said. And then Mr. Art, you'll be after Mr. Said. So hold tight, sir.
Actually, I'm gonna pull that line down because the banker line is sitting at 239. So you'll have a battle there. So scoot this.
Yeah, I was just gonna say my name's Flat by the way. So, but I was gonna say for GameStop, I think the reason they push it back down is because they're scared of getting above 200. There's a lot of power up in the money, especially for today. So that's why they push it down really hard. Also.
Yeah, they pushed this down pretty hard. It was kind of not very nice.
I bought them yesterday too. That's kind of funny. Right when they bought it, after hours happened.
Yeah, very, very nice dip buy if anybody did buy it, because I mean, I always tell people Friday's probably your best dip buy going into the following week, especially in an uptrend, because if you're going to buy options for Monday, Tuesday, the best time to buy them is the last 5 minutes of the day on a Friday. You got low IV. Well, I can't say 5 minutes, probably 10 minutes, because the price does get kind of weird at the end of the day. But when the volume is running down, especially like it was on Thursday, what do we have? The best time to buy would have been
yesterday.
Well, there's a good spot here at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Volume was real low for the week, and that would have been your best entry point. So you could have got the lowest IV possible. Your lowest point was actually at roughly 2 o'clock. So, I mean,
yeah, I got in at 162 for GME yesterday, and I got to about 1,000 up. I was so excited from that. So.
I might as well just go over this form before, then it will answer half these questions that people are waiting for. This SEC 8-K. I have the official form here. That's going to be, you guys will probably receive it for your meeting to do over the. Go ahead.
Jen, did I answer your question? I just want to make sure I took care of you.
Yes, I was going to say yes. Thank you so much, Froggy.
Okay.
I'm forward next week, so thank you.
Yep.
But that's one of the things that I think that they use the stock splitting news as a negative. because like they wanted to say how it's going to go lower, but they've got to say this dividend as well. That's why they wanted to manipulate that.
Yeah, when is that?
3-1.
When's that dividend coming out, or isn't it?
I have the list. It says everything on this list.
I think it's after the stockholder thingies.
Okay.
Well, I have the SEC list that has all the stuff on it. We can see it. We can show everybody if you want.
Is that what you're covering right now?
Yeah, I got the list here all loaded into everything for you, buddy.
Yeah, pull it up. I'll put it on screen here. So
okay, give me a second.
Read along.
So what we got?
Will Smith that like button if you get a chance.
So what we got here is the Form 8K. Well, this is for GME. It was just released yesterday. This is the proposal that has been authorized. It hasn't been passed, but the board has passed it, ready for you guys. This is to be voted on. The dates are right here. I can pull it up a little bit so you can see it, but I'm going to go over it anyways. I'm going to read the actual forms in case somebody wants to cross-check it. It should be available to the public. Either maybe not, but by definitely Monday. The form it is for dividend, because it has to have the IRS number on it because of the taxes, right? So that's how they get rid of the synthetics, okay? Because you guys, pretty much everybody knows I'm really good at dividend stuff. That's one of my specialties. So this is what will get rid of the synthetics right here. This number, this employee IRS number. Okay, because they have to report the tax on it. Okay, that's where the synthetics they see the synthetics because the Cupid number on there, and then there's this number. The number on this is 20-2733-559. That's the IRS number. So you can do a cross check. The commission number is file number 1-32637. She got signed off yesterday, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not going to get into the rulings, the exchange policies here, but the actual this is the real stuff, because I know I've been seeing a lot of speculating, incorrect information. I just wanted to wait to the right time to disclose this. I just wanted to do it in front of you guys, with Froggy and Mediocre here, so we could. Okay, so it's kind of hard to read a little bit. Announced its plan to request stockholder approval at the upcoming 2022 annual meeting of stockholder, the annual meeting for increase in the number of authorized shares of Class A stock from 300 million to it's 1 billion. In order to implement a stock split of the company's Class A stock in the form of a stock dividend. Okay. Provide.
Now, can I ask a question about this?
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
From what I understand, I thought they had 76 million shares. Now they're saying they're going to go from 300 million to 1 billion. Where do the rest of the shares come from?
I don't. Where'd you hear that? No, they don't count synthetics in this, bud.
It's going to be a split. They're going to add more shares.
Yeah, that's what a split is. But no, Froggy, I wanted to. Where'd you hear that, buddy? I want to know, because I did hear something like that too, but I heard it from just somebody mentioning it.
What, the 76 million shares is what they have?
Yeah.
That's actually go look up their float.
Oh, okay. No, I was just wondering. No, I'm not calling on your stuff. No, I'm just.
You have easy access to that. I figured you just look it up.
No, I will do it. I can pull it up right now after I look. I'm just going to just read this just so it's out there, right? And then we'll have a debate on it. There's the 8 million shares. There was a 2019 plan on that. They're canceling that and implementing this one. Okay. And that's pretty much it on this. Of course, there's going to be another docket added to this with the shareholders' votes and stuff, right? That's what they have to do. And then they have to file a Form 10, I think. I'm almost positive here. And that's the tax thing. So what happens is then synthetics will start coming in, as we all know, right? DTC is going to have to eat that up, and the brokers. So what it will happen is it's gonna purge the system. Okay, there will be no synthetics in GME, 100%, because you can't. It's invisible. They're going to be logged and certified for tax reasons. Okay, you have to report on your taxes either if it more than a year, a decline, or an incline if it's under a year, because you get a tax break if it's over a year. It's different in every country. Obviously, we know that. I'm not a specialist on taxes. I'm just giving you the basic entity of it. Yeah, they have to call it too. It's like you're up here. It's a T4 something, whatever. It's different down in the States. And yeah, I just wanted to just so we're very clear on it. That's the only way dividends roll like that, and that's how they get rid of the synthetics. That's because that's just how it works. Go ahead.
Saying that that's why they had tons of desperate today after they're seeing that news, and they brought down $26 from the after hours last night.
Yeah, they got one shot at this, and that's it. Because
I think they're trying to scare people, really, because I think that it's not really dilution because they're adding a dividend. In my opinion, I'm speaking because all the synthetic shares are going to have to do something about them. You know what I mean? They don't get to be added in, so they're in a bad spot because of this dividend, in my opinion.
And on GME squeezes, so will AMC and HMC because of the same algorithm pattern as well. A big tether, basically.
So yeah, thanks for bringing this up. I just wanted to wait till the right time to open this up and show everybody.
Yeah.
So we can give you guys copies of this up on Froggy's site. I can post it.
Yeah. Do you have a link for that, or is that a download?
Yeah, I just want the correct information because that's what we do. I just don't want anybody because people put spins on this stuff, and it's not fair to a lot of people. They just want to know the truth. Go ahead.
Let's talk about the other misinformation that was floating around out there that I was seeing.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Yeah.
The not shared dilution, the split was being called shared dilution. Dilution only happens whenever you lose value when they issue stock. When they split this, they're not diluting the shares. I guess that's a narrative that's going around. Like,
yeah, that's so annoying.
So what if there's stock that was issued, somebody's going to gain value from it by basically money from your value, and that's not what happens here. You're actually getting issued like a ratio, and that's it. And nobody gains any money from the process. So if you hear people saying it's a shared dilution, that's not how shared dilution works. What Adam Aaron did was shared dilution, and he has a war chest to show for it. What's happening here is not because Ryan Cohen's gaining nothing. So I just wanted to set that record straight. It's not that shared dilution is bad, but this would be nasty if he was dumping shares on the market.
Huge difference.
And then driving you down to like 1/3 your value. But this, you still have full value. Nothing comes out of your pocket.
There's some stuff missing off of this still, my friends. Okay. There's still the dividend reward still. Okay. Because that is done off the financial stuff. The financial department will disclose that. That has nothing to do with share vote. Okay. I just want to be very clear on that. Okay. That's to do with the finances of it for the yearly or quarterly or yearly, depends on what the contract is. Every company is different. Okay. I just want to be very clear on that. So I just want to explain this to people when they buy the stock, we're not talking about a squeeze. I'm going to explain a dividend play that you can make a lot of money on. It's compound. It's usually a long play. Okay. A dividend. It's usually classed as a retirement fund. Okay. So what it is you buy the shares, right? And then it goes up usually, or whatever it does, right? But it's like a double whammy. Okay, even if the price goes down, you still get every quarter, you still get the dividend reward. Okay, so it's pretty good. And if you keep it into a trader's account or a tax-free up here, we have a tax-free account. You don't touch it; it compounds in there, and it doesn't. After about 4 or 5 years, it starts moving really good. So yeah, this is a slam dunk for GME. Not talking about the squeeze, pulling that totally aside. Yeah, they reinstalled the synthetics. They're gone as soon as this is done. There you go, brother. I'll share the link. Thanks, bud.
All right, cool. I just seen something kind of weird pop up on my screen here. I want to share this real quick. I had a wedge drawn up for yesterday. We broke out, popped up. It looks like we formed a neckline. Let me see if I can show you what I'm looking at here. See if you TA guys will check this out and agree with me here. So you can see
If
back
it's a
here,
wedge, I probably will.
massive triangle going into another triangle. We're going to get a little pop-up here. You can see the sell indicator is already popping up, which is also very weird. It doesn't mean it has to honor the first one like it did back here. It could do a little pullback and still run back up, touch that wedge line. But you can see it right here going into what appears to be a support with what appears to be like a spring, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, for a double bottom, like an oversell, false breakout, whatever. But if this does pop up and hit somewhere in there in the after hours, there's a good chance we'll get that nice break. I can't say tomorrow, Monday. So if that's the way this is lining up, it does still look like a breakout could happen, and you could still get the run on Monday because it's oversold. So what do you think, mediocre trader?
Can you take Brenda out of the chat, or else I'm just going to leave, because I personally don't like her, and I don't like the derogatory comments coming at me in the chat. Can you remove her from the chat, please?
Hold on a second.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm going to address her, Mr. Cam. I'm going to address her, but I wasn't going to do it just yet. I'm going to
Okay.
address.
I just don't like comments. There's a time and a... Thanks, Ma.
I want to address with you in the chat. So you just hold. I want to address it while you're in the chat. So you
Thanks,
just hold
Ma.
for 1 second. I don't want to do it while just yet. Just hold tight, sir. I got you.
Okay. Thank you, Ma. Sorry, buddy.
All right, Barry, guys, don't forget Sunday is also a German market, I believe. That's on Sunday, right?
Yeah, it starts early.
So I'm going to continue on Froggy's comment here. So yes,
Yeah,
I see exactly what you're saying. I see your wedge, and we are on the looks to be 30-minute chart. So yeah, if we break this trend line right here on the 30-minute chart, I agree that this thing's going to take off 100%.
Now you see that money support line down here? That's probably what you're looking at as your supply zone.
Probably.
There's
That's
a bunch
price,
of money sitting
right
there. And then there's more money up here, or there's like selling pressure right here at 25.30. But that might change on Monday.
Yeah. If we break out of this wedge in the 30-minute, we're definitely going to go up. I don't know how much, but I would like to see us at least maybe get up to $30 or whatever. Right here.
Cool.
All right, guys, thanks for having me as speaker. So I was going to let you know what I had off. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming. I drew this line here. It's more of a projected line. It's not like what it's really going to do. But this is where the neckline is probably going to end up being. I took it to this point here. It's probably going to come back up and touch that and then pop back down, creating that C triangle. And when it does that, it'll have to bounce back up and break through that neckline. But like I said, it's a projection. So 24.22, if it crosses over that, that's a confirmation breakout. Even though you can see the wedge would be a confirmation breakout, but you need volume. Actually, the RSI is kind of running hot right now, which is kind of weird. You're seeing gold cross. I think it's going to pop up in the after hours or pre-market and get to 24.22, and then probably pull back and blow through there for opening on market. But with the volume we have right now, we can get to 26.49. Getting to the top of the A triangle, it's not in the cards yet. So you can see there's your limit to your road that you're traveling on here, and it's way up there. So I wouldn't expect to get back up to 31 immediately, probably by Tuesday if it's possible, but right now it's not even in that direction. We're still watching the trend line kind of bottoming out. It's flattening off right now. So
would you agree that it'll be a bigger move because it's on the 30-minute time frame?
Well, yeah, once we go to a different time frame, like I said, I check everything on 2 hour, and it's going to change by Monday anyways. The 2 hour, I don't trust that line at all up there because, I mean, the odds of getting up there is slim. Even
no,
on
I
the
agree,
hour,
but we're going to have a nice run. If what we're talking about happens on the 30-minute time frame, it'll be a nice run for sure.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely hit that 26.54, and if we can get enough volume, I mean, we need a lot of volume actually. So
yeah, there's a big resistance line, man. You've noticed that too. I have the old trend lines, like you do, saved, and I noticed that it like hit that like 8 times to punch through that that upper tier there. Did you notice that too, Froggy? Because you got that one. That's a serious line there. That I think. What did I have it on the 30? I think.
They tried to drive this underneath that 200-day moving average. I get it. It makes sense. They're trying to change the momentum, but I mean,
Yep.
I think we're going to end up still popping back up. We're still weekly gold crossed. They're going to have to really put some work in to go and drain this move because the SPY's moving in that direction. Next week will be important because we need increase of volume, cash flow, momentum, which is going to come off your weekly. People that like big money is sitting on your weekly waiting to come in. And that's why you've seen the moves that we got. Now that we go into a 2-week confirmation green candle for the MACD, or I don't know if you want to call it a candle, it's more of a bar. But once you get that confirmation breakout on a weekly, I mean, that money is going to flow. So if we get that cash flow, we get that volume, it could be real nice next week. I mean, probably Tuesday back to 34 would be amazing. I don't want to count on it and call it, that's what it's going to do, but just projecting it.
But I have to agree with you, Froggy, that they are trying to push us below that 200 to make it look bearish, so that they can drive the price down. But
that algorithm,
they're having a very, very hard time doing it.
The algorithm, if you notice, actually drives down the road, but it bounces from left to right or up and down, basically. And it does that on purpose to scare you in and out of your play. And it always moves all the way one way and all the way back the other way. So there's never like a head fake where it comes in the middle and then bounces back. It's always like oversteering. It's like a blind drunk guy driving on the road and he's just listening to him drive off the road. I mean, that's pretty much what's going on here. It's an algorithm. And I understand how it works. It's just kind of hard for me to put in words how it works. But you can see here, he's driving down the road. He's just bouncing off guardrails. And that's pretty much it. Just driving around, smacking them. And the volume increases that road size and allows it to swerve more. And that's it.
Exactly. So, and Big B, I see your question. I would say most likely yes. I think it's that algo for sure, but I don't know 100%.
Yeah, the market maker one runs almost everything. BlackRock's whittled in there somewhere, and I don't know exactly what the Aladdin's doing. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm going to eventually dig into it and find it. AV says, so are we expecting a run up at the beginning of the week because we closed at 23.30? I think that we're oversold. I'm pretty sure that Monday, Tuesday will be an uptrend. So it'll be a bounce back from the bottom. So I don't know where it's going to go, but we should definitely Monday and Tuesday be higher than 23.30. Just because usually want to buy dip buys, and this is perfect dip buy. So, and then usually it goes the other way. I think we got hit with the kitchen sink. Casey Shaw was talking about. I don't think that was the kitchen sink because that's just a normal like shenanigans that they play in the market. The kitchen sink, I think, will notice it. It won't be slow and steady. It's going to be a smack, and then people are going to be freaking out that where did 16% minus come from? Yeah, get ready because it goes right after. If you look at Tesla and what happened there, I mean, we were looking for our next touch on that resistance line that was straight across the top. And like it was going to go up. It started to pop up, got slammed down. I can't remember how many percent, like 12 or 16%. It was real quick. And then it popped up and it started to go climbing back up to the line. And then it just went just like that. It was Goldman Sachs buying in boatloads of stock. And like, you'll know it's, something weird will happen and you'll be so happy that it went up. You'll forget that they smacked you around first. It's like a love-hate relationship that you really don't want to be in. It's like a toxic one.
It depends if they smacked a spy or not. If we get some bad news, Russia does something crazy or some crazy stupid crap happens, okay? And they drive the spy down. It's going to affect us and there's nothing we're going to be able to do to stop it. You could buy and buy and buy. They're just going to whatever. You know what I mean?
No,
but
across the
Hopefully,
market.
we can break that algorithm and get past that.
Yeah.
That's the key.
You're so right, man. You're so right.
Now here's another thing too. Watch for divergence. If SPY's ripping and AMC's getting smacked down, expect the squeeze right after, or at least a correction to get back up to where it belongs.
Exactly.
That divergence is how you make money. And when I made that call out that AMC was going to pop up, GME already ran up, the SPY was already moving up, and AMC was sitting there flat. And I was like, there's a divergence. We're not where we should be. We should be 6.8 to 1 where GME was, and something wasn't correlating right. And I was like, we have a gap up, and it's kind of weird that we need it. And then we had options going to money, and we got an explosion. So it was perfect.
Because I think that the algorithm sells off and then it buys back in, and we get a huge run up. We get a benefit of that when they buy back in. You know, that's really what the algorithm's doing when the market kind of crashes and crap, I think.
Dr. Zeno says, do you think the banks are deliberately keeping the CB or CTB low to help the hedge funds? Who does keep control the interest rate on that stuff? It is the lenders, isn't it?
Sorry, I didn't. Sorry, something I heard bank. It cut out.
Oh yeah, is it the banks that are actually deliberately keeping the CTB low?
Cost to borrow?
Yeah.
I think so.
Could be. I
No,
don't.
Cam,
I would have to look into that.
Cam, this one's not for you. I just wanted to address this next question. It's from Brenda. So
Okay.
let me
Yeah, no, it's okay.
So Froggy knows why I was asking about the algo, because she did mention that CSI did bring up a video. I haven't got a chance to check it. I do want to see what he has to say on it, because it's nice that people are actually talking about the algo, because it is the reason why we're in this problem in the first place. So the fact that Thomas brought it up, and it was nice that somebody brought it to light, and then you got CSI covering it. That's even better too, because it's more eyes on the algo. I think it's important that everybody knows what we're up against. It's not just a market maker pulling strings. They actually have what they claim to be an elite algorithm. It might be, but yeah, she says, I wasn't watching Froggy 6 months ago, which I think was true. I think she came in like after.
But she was calling you a liar yesterday, though. That's what made me upset. You can play back the video. I watched it twice.
I'm not worried if she calls me a liar or anything like that. Like I got documented proof.
No, I know that. It's just she does this to everybody. That's why I called her out. She did it to you.
I don't worry about words from someone, because
I know you don't. But
I mean, I get it. You know, people want to defend me and stuff, but I'm not worried about it, because I mean, like back when Astro came out with fractals and they were calling him Fractal King.
Yeah.
I was doing ABC Wyckoff at that exact same time, and we both broke away. Now, if you notice, he's doing Wyckoff Sniper, and it's amazing that, you know, he's kind of gravitating from fractals into Wyckoff, because like Wyckoff is what everybody probably should be looking at. And then an advanced version of that is it's a modified version of Elliott wave and an ABC Wyckoff pattern. When you start realizing that's what this algorithm is, it's pretty neat. And it took me a while to figure out which one it was, and I went with ABC because it's a modified version.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh. No, I think you're right. I think Wyckoff has a lot to do with a lot of people's
She's a fucking clown, man.
So, yeah, I believe Wyckoff is a real thing, and you know, it goes a lot in a lot of people's trading styles.
Yeah, I was going to try the Elliott wave because it looked like it made sense. So I didn't really want to use the Elliott wave because it doesn't really have like the pattern I was looking for. The triangle method is nice, but I didn't like the idea of 5 possible triangles in a row that can get bigger and bigger. I didn't really like these weird like insinuations of the triangles. I know they correlate a certain way, and I know Wyckoff is more accurate than the Elliott wave, because when you have a wholesaler, what do? They accumulate and distribute. So
I just basically call them higher highs and higher lows. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's the same thing.
So yeah, I just wanted to address that. And yeah, Brenda, try to keep things a little bit more respectable, even on any other channel that we have paired up, because we definitely don't want negative comments coming in. I mean,
I'll just Miss Brenda. You can't do that. This chat is not CSI's chat. You mine is over in CSI's stream. You cannot expect other streams to post that. No disrespect to you, CSI, or anyone, but you have to be respectful. You just made him. People wanted to hear him speak, Mr. Cam speak, and what you just did to him and called him out in the chat is very uncalled for and disrespectful. And he has guests up in the space call. He has guests in the listening. This is uncalled for. This will not have to be again. And I went to bat for you, and for you to do this is uncalled for. I think you owe Mr. Cam an apology. I'm not telling you what to do or how to do it, but over here in this chat, Miss Brenda, it's uncalled for. I'm sorry. You can't expect for him to post something that he doesn't want to post. You can't expect for anyone to do that. That's totally disrespectful out of line. And Ms. Jen is in the space call. I'm so sorry you had to hear this. I'm so sorry. I appreciate your message to me. I really do. I appreciate it, but I had to address this. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we'll get it back under order. Thank you.
B Big says, why doesn't AA do this? I think we were just talking about the dividend thing. There's a problem that's in the contracts for all the money that was lent to them, making sure they couldn't do dividends. And it's called a covenant or whatever. I know Adam Air was working on it. It would be amazing if he was working on getting those loosened up. And it would be so nice about right now if he came back and said, guess what, guys? I did it with all of them. And like if he came back and said, I fixed all this and we're going to offer a 1 penny dividend, if he did anything like that right now on the timing, I think it would almost squeeze the stock as soon as the dividend went out. Just because I don't want to say for sure, but I would be so excited. I think everybody would be excited if they understood what it did. It would expose all the synthetics real quick. And yeah. What do you think on that, mediocre trader?
Oh, sorry, I was typing. What did you say? I apologize, really.
Oh, I was talking about what would happen if Adam Aron was able to loosen up the debt covenants and offer a 1 cent dividend.
I think that would be a fabulous thing for AMC. And even if he wanted to dilute, I don't even want to call it dilution because it's not. If he's offering a dividend, it's going to benefit what we're trying to do here. I think that's a good thing, to be honest with you.
Okay, here's a comment that came in. Cam, if you wanted to come back in, just let me know in private chat. GME has 300 million authorized shares. Oh, okay. So they got shares that are off the books. So because I haven't really looked into it. I noticed, I think it's about 76 million, but yeah, give or take, whatever. But I was kind of confused on the 300 million authorized shares going to like 1 billion shares. I'm over there scratching my head. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So, but that does kind of help.
GME has 300 million authorized shares, 74 million float. What's the reference? I don't know a lot about GME. I'm going to be honest. I'm not in that play. I think it's a very good play right now. They're doing a lot of good things for their shareholders, but I really can't. I don't know a lot about it.
Let me see. Here's another one. Do any of you dislike the Fidelity trading window? Is it just me? I think Fidelity's trading platform is a little like old-fashioned. I'd rather see something a little bit more modern, a little bit more like, I don't know. There's a lot of clutter on their stuff, so it would be nice of like a redesign of the entire website. So I don't know. It's just me. I mean, it's still a good place to be. I just Wish they would kind of make it more user friendly, I think.
I don't really know Fidelity's trading window. I don't like I know Weeble a little bit, and I know Thinkorswim because that's really what I use, Thinkorswim. But I'm kind of I just like that. I just like my Thinkorswim, to be honest with you. Everybody tries to get me to change, and I'm happy with where I'm at, and I get the like. For example, a lot of people say that TD Ameritrade doesn't, that it's a payment for order flow company. But because I trade on Thinkorswim, I can pick when I buy a share if it goes to lit exchange or not. So I'll just leave that out there. You can't.
Well,
yes, they are payment for order flow, but you can also pick. So
now, here's the thing that I was looking at, and I actually thought about going to Thinkorswim because you can actually purchase stock live time with just like a single click, and you can just hit it, and you can purchase your quantity without having to write out a full order. So to me, that's a bell and whistle. You know what I mean? Like, you're talking about some fanciness to it. When you go to Fidelity, you got like the old school laid out, goofy, like plain format. And E-Trade's the same way. And E-Trade drives me nuts because it's so old. It's the same exact dinosaur look of a platform. And they don't, even their app is kind of, I mean, it's still old fashioned, but when you look over at Thinkorswim, it's like the newer version. It's kind of more Weeblish than E-Trade-ish. So, well, E-Trade's more like Fidelity. And I'm thinking about actually going over to Thinkorswim because AJ actually uses it, stocks a dip, and he loves it. And I actually kind of like watching it. So I'm sitting there thinking like, maybe that's where I should be trading, and you can go directly into lit. So, and all you gotta do is kind of manually adjust that and change it, and then you're all set. So I think I might be doing that one here soon.
I think TD Ameritrade should sponsor me.
Just wait. I mean, you'd be surprised. Like I'm getting emails right now from places trying to get me to like put up ads and stuff, and I'm like,
Moo.
no, I don't even know what Momo really is. I keep hearing about it. I'm just like, isn't that like a future trading platform or something?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I ignore all that kind of stuff because I'm like, you know.
Yeah,
there's some good brokers out there other than TD Ameritrade that are much better, that have a lot better platform, but they charge for their services, and but their services might be worth the money. I'll say that.
See, Kim's, I mean, right there. I mean, I'm pretty experienced on trading, and I don't like trading over on Fidelity. That's why I parked my shares there. I'm like, I'll give my money to the person that has the most money that can back it up, and that was Fidelity. And plus, it was already agreed upon that was the safest place to put them. And I like to sell premium, but I'm afraid to sell premium on this stock because you never know what day this thing's going to go. If you're selling premium and it decides to rip, you miss out on everything. So I just park it and leave it. And like I said, my secondary account, that's where I do all my swinging, and I'm still accumulating shares, and that's it. And I figured it'll just be insured whenever the squeeze goes off. And hopefully I don't accumulate too many over there because I'll have to transfer them at the last minute. But yeah, Fidelity is a little, I don't know, not as fun.
So, yeah, I never traded with them, so I really couldn't give you an answer on that.
But it's still one of the best places to go. Like I said, they got like $9 trillion, where you got E-Trade, and I think even though Ameritrade is, we're talking about using that one, Ameritrade and E-Trade, I think only worth like $9 billion or something together. And you got Robinhood and Weeble, which are like the babies compared to that. So you're safer in the great big one. So Big B says, is the Aladdin algo what doing this? I assume. I haven't figured out what it's actually doing yet, because I'm pretty sure the market maker is controlling everything. But I think those wild moves to the upside, I think that's Aladdin. Because if you notice, they were stacking the options in the call side at the money, which means they're supposed to be delta hedged and they can drive the price up. And the market maker is obviously setting puts at that same price, creating that max pain division number, and they split the two of them and they wipe each other out. Now, we both know when you think about it for a minute, BlackRock has way more money than Citadel has. And even though Citadel and partners are pretty big, I don't think they can beat Vanguard and BlackRock. So at some point when the money starts colliding more, and you'll probably see that down the road, you'll start seeing that whipsaw thing, and it's going to get scary until somebody crumbles. And I think that's what's happening is like just relentless pressure is what it is. BlackRock's being efficient, Citadel and their partners are not. So eventually, through diminishing returns, I think Citadel is just going to get wiped out, and that's pretty much it. Now, I'm not saying the market maker will get wiped out, but I think that the advisors will get wiped out. The securities, I think, is the market maker, or it's the other way around. But I think the hedge fund Citadel will get smoked.
Do you mind looking at the Tampa Bay question about Fidelity, please? About Fidelity. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Fidelity.
Can I just go on about Aladdin real quick?
Yeah.
All right. So about Aladdin, I'm just going to say that my whole thing is I believe that BlackRock is allowing hedge funds and other institutions to buy on to their algorithm system. That's what I took from the video. I don't know 100% other than I know that algorithms are traded, but I remember a story. I don't remember. I think it was back in 2008 or no, the flash crash. When was that? I don't remember the date, but there was a guy who created an algorithm. Okay. And this algorithm that he created, he used it to spoof. You can look this up on YouTube. There's videos on it. So he used this algorithm to spoof, and he made millions of dollars. He lived in his parents' house. He never spent any of the money, but they arrested him. He was overseas. I think he was in Great Britain or something. I'm not sure. But my point is they arrested him for having this algo and spoofing, okay, because they charged him with market manipulation. My point is, why are they allowed to manipulate the market? That's all I'm saying. I don't think algorithms should be legal at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. If you notice with video gaming, any kind of program bot thing was actually ruining games. So what happened there?
I'm not sure.
Oh, he must have reconnected. So in video games, bots ruin things, and these are basically bots. So they give people an unfair advantage the same way they do in video games. And good games actually ban bots just because they want to clean things up for the real players. Of course, this market's not very fair. They're allowing them to run wild because it's considered technology. If you can afford it, you can abuse it. So it's free and fair to them to have unlimited, like unregulated services, while we can't really afford to run like AI systems and algos and stuff. So it would be nice if they clean that up, but money runs the world pretty much, it seems like. No, I didn't find the question from Tampa Bay.
I think he's in the live chat on.
Well, I went back to where it says go back to 501, but I don't have timestamps over here. Maybe you can pull it up over here.
Oh, so it was a text question.
Yeah, let me pull it up this way here. There it is. Hey, Froggy, just got a notice letter from Fidelity stating that effective 5/15/22, Bank of America will no longer be part of their cash management and deposit sweeps program. Does Bank of America have toxic assets? Thoughts? Well, it might be a good thing. I think Bank of America might, I don't know. They're a big bank and everything, but I think they're having internal issues because they were begging for people to drop money in there. So they were offering them like amazing like returns on their money and stuff. And Cam made a good point where he said that if they have ultra high dividends and it's too good to be true, that means they're probably going bankrupt. So when I started seeing Bank of America coming out offering like 18% returns and stuff on your portfolios, like how can you guarantee that? But if the market is going to go ripping higher because of synthetics, or not synthetics, because of inflation, maybe that's where they're looking at it. But I think they're struggling and they need money, so they're promising people amazingness before they fall just to get capital. It's just a thought, though.
Yeah, I think everybody's in that same boat. I think right now, the money that people have in their pocket is not as valuable as they think it is.
Oh, it's definitely down. That's a bad thing, though. Oh, I just got to his comment, so I was scrolling through. So I'm not too far back. I'm at 5:01 right now, so I'm about 20 minutes back.
Whose comment are you looking for?
Oh, I was looking for Tampa Bay's. I just read it off, and then just after that, the next one I scrolled down to was his.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
I was pretty close.
I don't have a time. I don't have the time, so I can't tell what time he said. He said it was at 5:01. I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
But I don't have the time on my side, so I can't read. He said something about fidelity. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it though while you're searching yourself.
No, I already got it.
Yeah,
There's a
found it.
problem with the mobile app. For some reason, it's not showing timestamps, so I can't go back on my live chat on my other phone because apparently it has to be desktop. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to submit a ticket to YouTube and complaining about timestamps. I kind of need them.
Any questions for anybody out there?
Yes. Do you guys think the hedgies have hedgies, or the market makers have the upper hand, and how long will they continue to push? To push the can down, to kick the can down the road?
I don't. Okay, there's two different sets of hedge funds. There's like basically our side versus theirs, and the other side has a big group of them. I think, like I said, I think there's at least 103 of them, and we got the other, I don't know, 400 and whatever. We got a huge group on our side, but it's different. We don't have a market maker controlling everything. So they got brokers helping them. You got a market maker working together, but we have, Vanguard and BlackRock. So we have major players on our side. I really don't think that they can control us too long. I mean, they've been controlling us for a long time, but we can survive them out. That's the problem for them. And as they're wasting money doing all this stuff, it's total manipulation, but eventually they're going to dry out.
Right. If they're dumping all their money in to hold the position down, I mean, of course they're making money on other positions. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's costing them money to do what they're doing. What they're doing is not free. So eventually it's going to dry up, exactly what Froggy said, in my opinion. So, and when that happens, they're going to have to allow it to go where it should go, and that's ultimately going to be the thing. But they'll keep playing their little games, I think, for a little while anyway. But we're close now because everything's coming back together. Like all your technical analysis stuff is coming back into play. Before, it was way out of line. We weren't nowhere near any of the moving averages and stuff on longer out time frames, right? Maybe on the closer stuff, but it doesn't matter if you're in a downtrend. That's kind of what I was getting at. It takes a lot to come out of a downtrend. Would you agree, Froggy?
To come out of a downtrend for which one?
Any stock, like, most stocks aren't that far away from the 200 EMA on the daily chart. I mean, yeah, they get shorted down, but they're not like what happened with us. We were far away from the 200 on a daily and the 30-minute and stuff, 4 hour.
Yeah, they definitely attacked us. It looks like all shorting.
Right, but that was months ago what I'm talking about. when
Yeah.
that month ago when they first did it. It pushed us so far away, and that's why nobody wanted to talk technical analysis, and everybody was like, "Oh, it doesn't work," because we were in such a downtrending thing. We were just trying to get a bottom, and it just wasn't. We weren't getting it. But now we have a pretty solid bottom. I don't think that they can push us down much anymore. So all that technical analysis stuff is coming more back into play, is what I was getting at.
Yeah, you're starting to see the TA guys come back. Even the ones that don't even know what they're doing, they come back and they're like, I got it. And they start, pulling up the basics, which is just MACD, RSI, point to point. That's kind of what I do too, but I understand the algorithm a lot. So that's all I've been paying attention to for, I don't know, since like last January or March. So it's taken me a long time to figure out all the goofy quirks of the algorithm. And I think they might have something to do with fractals too, because if they don't accumulate enough shares, they can actually go into a double down period where they go into accumulate into another accumulate, and then they can go back into a distribute. So they do weird things. And I think it's based upon inventory. I don't think it has anything to do with us like buying pressure. I think it has everything to do with inventory.
I think it's somewhat to do with that, but I also think they need to keep it looking a certain way on the chart in order to hold it down, right? If it looks bullish, looks what happens. As soon as the stock looks bullish, you got people who see TA, they see that it looks bullish and they buy in. If they don't let it look bullish, that's what happens, right? Nobody wants to put their money in because it's risky. But I think that now we're going to have a lot more bullish days because of the way the chart looks, in my opinion.
Here's a question by Big B. It says, can you trade from 4 to 7 a.m. on Thinkorswim?
Yep. I'm not sure about 4, but yes, we do have pre-market. I'm not sure what the time is to enter. I don't play pre-market, and you can trade up until 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 7's still a pretty decent time, but I do know shenanigans go on before 7.
No, it might be 6. It might be
That's
6
still
a.m.
good,
I
too.
don't remember. I have to go look at it up, but I used to mess around in the pre-market, but I stopped doing that because it's a waste of money. There's no volume. It could go anywhere at the open.
G Money says, I was watching Extreme Gains today, and his algo for AMC next week, April 5, shows the stock price hitting 16.55. We will see. Yeah, he's been predicting some low numbers. I'm not going to say that he's going to be wrong on this, but I mean, we do have a massive support. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see if he's right, but I think we're oversold. We're on a weekly uptrend. It's tough to call it to go lower when you're in uptrend on a weekly. When your overall trend is up, you expect higher lows. So you don't look for retracement to like lower lows. And it's not that it's going lower than a 13, whatever it was before, or 1298 or whatever, but we're looking for a higher low. And technically that would still be it. I think, let me go and pull that back up here just to make sure. $16. Yeah, I'm not sure where he's pulling 16 from.
I think he's pulling it from that's basically the wedge line that we broke out of. So he's calling for a full pullback.
Yeah. Now I'm going to base this off the previous trend because we broke out of our secondary move. Let me pull this up here so you can see it. Actually, I had it up and I just unclicked it. So right here's the trend line. We're overbought at this point. We're coming back down. We're hitting a support right now at 23.16. If it fails, which it could, it might not, who knows. The next place it would go is down to this line here, which is 20.59. Anything underneath that, I would definitely not expect to happen just because of the fact that that's a trend line. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but not very likely.
Well, I've noticed since back when we first got shorted down when they laddered us down all that way. They haven't really been able to really hit us like that. So I think you could be right, Froggy. I know that I called for I didn't call for it. I said it's possible, right? And I'll still say it's possible. That extreme gains could be correct. It could get down that far, but it's very, very unlikely that it happens, is what I'm going to say.
See, this is the daily trend right here. And by the time this blue line comes down and meets with this orange line on the MACD, you'll be sitting right here on this line. Now, the only way you would see that 16 price is if we death cross on there and it cools off. But I'm betting more than likely we get a bounce on it because of the weekly. When you got upward momentum, if this was in a downtrend or flat consolidating, yeah, I could see it going death cross on the daily, but not on an uptrend. Next week,
Right.
we're going to get another green bar, and it's going to be a confirmation breakout on your weekly. And usually what that means is you're going to get another green candle. So in order to get a green candle, you can't dive down lower. You could finish your cycle on your dip, but most likely we're going to have a candle that goes upward. Like I said, if this wasn't here, I would think that he would probably be right.
Right, and I'm only speculating based off of what I see on the SPY and what could happen news-wise, right? Something with Russia, some craziness like that. I don't necessarily see it going to 16. I agree with Froggy. That's why we have support and resistance levels, and yeah, 22 is probably the lowest as long as nothing crazy stupid happens. I have to agree 100%.
If we finish down under max pain enough to where it was like a shocker, and we brought a bunch of puts in, and we're going to get hedged on Monday, yeah, we could probably dip red on the daily chart, but we kind of broke even, so we hit a neutral, which means we don't really have a negative going into Monday. We don't even have really a positive. We have a slight positive, but it's not negative. So then that gives us a chance to come down, drift, bounce off that daily, and make that pop back up on our next cycle. So I think that's exactly how it's going to play out. I'm kind of thinking we'll ease in on Monday, and then we'll just start running up, and then bull trap, bear trap, max pain. It's mirrored, so it's backwards. So I don't even know if I can do it. We'll do it backwards. Let me see here. We'll start here. We'll go into a bull trap, bear trap, and into a max pain.
Okay, let me read the pins because he sent this to me. I think it's been overlooked, so let me read his. He says, Froggy. Wait, let me blow that. Is GME Mo squeeze first with T plus 2? So you think we will have time to throw money into AMC if it doesn't squeeze at the same time, or will we have something like T plus 7? So we can't do this. So we can't do this. So we can't do this. That's what he said. So we can't do this. Your opinion, please.
T plus 2 is a waiting time on your cash. If you cash out of GME and they cover you, like typically as long as you have over, I can't remember what amount, they cover you up to a certain point and they'll allow you to reinvest. I'm not sure. Is there a limit on that for the reinvestment part, mediocre trader?
On Fidelity?
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about Fidelity
So
at all.
if you sell your shares and you get $1 million, will they let you roll it right over the next day? I think they do. Or not the next day, but that same day you could sell and then go right into AMC. I think they allow that.
Oh, with TD Ameritrade, I can speak for TD Ameritrade. If I hold the stock, right, and my trade day was 2 weeks ago, it doesn't really matter. Okay, that day already gone and passed. So my buy day is already gone and passed. So when I sell it, I have to wait, I think, just 1 day. You might have to wait 1 day before you can trade it. As far as Fidelity goes.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make you wait 7 days. That's not really the agreed time. I think it's only 2 tops. But I thought they would allow you to invest so much as soon as you sold because they give you unlimited day trades once you're over a certain amount. And I would think they would allow you to, buy in and out with the full amount. I would think.
See, I have a cash account, so I have to follow T plus 3.
He's asking this now, mediocre, and from he says, let's throw this up. He says, I'm gonna just read what he's saying. He says, if AMC mode first with the T+2, do you think we will have time to throw money into AMC if it hasn't started squeezing yet? Or do you think the settlement time will prolong to maybe T+9 days? T+9 days, your opinion?
Speaking about it in a hypothetical sense, I mean, if I would think you have time to actually invest into it if there's a divergence between the two. I'm not sure about the T7 and 9. I honestly think that you can still trade all of it once you pull it out. It's not like you're transferring and you got to wait for anything. Like I said, most brokerages offer you unlimited trades with a certain amount of money. I'm not sure if it's up to a certain limit, but yeah,
I think
maybe
it
we should
depends
look
on your
into it.
account type too, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Because I have a cash account. And I made sure of that.
Yeah, that's
So
what
I
I
have to
got
go
too.
by T+2. But trade already happened, right? I bought in AMC. That's the day I bought it. Trade day. That was over a year ago. Now 2 days from there, the first day is the day a day for clearing. I think you have to wait 1 day if you're in our situation. But so if they prolonged it, I think they have to breach a contract, in my opinion. So I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest with you. I don't put anything past them today, even my broker. I don't. You know what I mean? I like TD Ameritrade, but if it's me or them, they're going to pick them. I'm just going to say that.
Did that answer your question for you, Batan? If not, you can rewrite it and I'll read exactly how you said. But if that answer your question, let me know. Thank you.
OJT says, what's your approximate time for AMC GME to test its highs? Now, I don't know if you're talking about the previous highs. I mean, we don't really have a time frame on that, but for the recent highs, like last week kind of stuff, or well, earlier this week kind of stuff, I mean, I think we're going to make an attempt next week just because we're in an uptrend on a weekly. No guarantee it's going to get there, but I mean, it's just a projection because I would assume that we're going to go back up and try to touch that number again because it's a bullish sign if you can get up there and retouch that number and go a little bit higher. It's actually bearish if you can't. So I think we're going to probably do exactly that, which would be kind of nice to see. I'd like to see it go back up to 34.
And I'll say, if we're sitting on our support level, then our previous support would be a high. That would be a resistance. So yeah, I think we test the resistance above us from this week that passed, but I don't look past any of that until we get towards that. So I don't give any when this will happen. I have no idea. I go by what the chart tells me, and support and resistance is basically how I do it. So if we fell down today and we're sitting at a support level, then yep, the next high up is the resistance level, and we could probably make that next week, depending on which way everything goes. You know, I mean, we could possibly drop, we could go up. It depends on what the market does. The overall market, the algorithm, all of that, all, you know what I mean? I trade a specific strategy that where if a certain cross happens, I get into the trade and I go that way. So if that says it's going up, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my money and put it going up because I'm going to go with the algorithm. I'm going to go with the flow. That's just how I trade.
Now, with it being after 5:30, I'm going to try to wrap things up here. Just because I got a lot of other things I got to do on top of everything I got to do. This weekend is going to be kind of eventful. I plan on doing a Aladdin like roundtable discussion. So we're going to be trying to pull some brains together and going over Aladdin. Like, what is it? What does it do? Who owns it? How long has it been around? We're just going to just do a DD on it and then cover that. And then I'm going to try to get over to Maz's this weekend because I haven't been able to show him any love over there because we've been kind of doing so much on our own side that I'm going to pop up over there, work with those guys for a little bit. He'll still stream on my channel, so then you'll get to still see it. So it's basically like him doing an interview of me, but I'm streaming. It doesn't matter if he comes to me or I go to him. We still stream on the same channels anyway. So it's just going to have a different background. It will have his look in the background. Nothing changes. So I'm going to try to message him and try to get over there for the Saturday night, which will be, I think, like 9 p.m. He does like an open mic or a round table. And then possibly we'll be doing Tony's on Sunday just to get in with those guys and talk with them. But I do got a lot of training videos coming up this weekend. So keep an eye out for it for members. I will be doing all the patterns that I can come up with. And I'll be talking to these guys to see if I missed any. I know there's a lot of patterns. I don't want to do complex. I want to do basics, like just normal trends that you really need to know. I don't want to get into all the goofy head and shoulders and like that kind of stuff, because some of that stuff's not really normal. Like what we're seeing now is technically a head and shoulder pattern, and it's looking like a false breakdown, but we're still in a wedge, and we still have a support line, and we still have a breakout and a neckline and all that stuff. So I think all these terms and stuff I need to address for all the basic traders that are members, and any member will get to check out these videos. So I want to make sure you're informed and you know what's going on. So when you see my chart, you're not like a deer in headlights and confused. So I will be putting out many videos this week on that stuff. And yeah, go ahead and Will Smith that like button, and I'll let Miss Harris go ahead and we'll let the one speak, because I know he's going to come back on at 7:30 tonight. So the one, the floor is yours.
As always, thanks. Great week. Actually, tonight we're going to start at 8 o'clock. And tonight we are doing the truth about the sinking of the Titanic. You don't want to miss it. And that will be rated R, so just giving everybody a heads up. So that one will be a funny skit that we're doing tonight. Come in and we will have some fun. That's it. And have a great weekend.
Ms. Harris, you want to close it out?
Yes, I appreciate each and every one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. I'm sorry, Miss Jean, I still see you in here. I'm sorry about everything that happened today. Sorry, because that's not how we get down. But everyone is up in the space pause. Can you please go down and like the YouTube page, like and subscribe. The one you rock. Appreciate you and the Hedge and Viper and all the whole crew from 8 Radio, Jen. Appreciate you, Spence, Turnbull, the whole crew from over there. Appreciate you guys. We love you. We're all a family here. I don't see Bobby here, but appreciate you. All the partners, Mediocre, Mr. Cam, AJ, the Dip, Dr. Dips, Jeremy Froggy. I call him Jeremy. You guys call him Froggy. And all the other partners that we have, Jackson Hunter, there's so many of them. Appreciate all the Cam's people. I come over to downstream in the morning. So make sure you come over to Froggies and check and like and subscribe as well. You guys know my routine. As my family says, Dub's out. And people continue to pray. Continue to pray for one of our members who's in the chat. He's in our chat. He doesn't say too much, but he's in our chat today, and he goes into other streams. So continue to just lift him up in prayer and just have the faith to believe. And I'm not going to go on no Bible bit. I know you guys are going to say that he's always up here Bible. No.
I love you, Val.
It needs our prayer. And I thank each and every one of you guys. And I guess we'll see you guys next week. Dub up, we out. It's on you, Froggy.
All right. And I do want to do a shout out to Jackson Hunter, because we just had him on just the other day. And at one point, me and Boss, once we had an issue where I tagged him in a meme and he didn't like it. He blocked me. Jackson Hunter ended up talking to him. We got that all cleared up. And me and Boss once are, kind of talking again, I guess. So I'm going to try to talk to him about at least trying to come on here and tell you some of the stuff that he's working on, because the man works on a ton of stuff. That think tank over there is brilliant. And for DD, I mean, he's top tier. So I'd like to try to get him to come on here. It will be an explicit content, obviously, but we'll see about getting that to happen. And then I want to do a shout out to Lion Trader. Thank you for coming on yesterday. Another good guy. So go ahead and check out Lion Trader if you don't already know who he is. Really good work, really smart guy. And Cam, you want to close this?
Yeah, I was just typing in the chat. I left because I didn't want it to continue. I wanted you guys to continue your show. I just turned my back on people like that. I just can't stand somebody putting somebody down My friends. I like that with everybody, with my friends. I just put my back towards her and walked away. That's just the way I am. I wanted you guys to continue with your show, and I don't hate anybody. It's Ma is here. Like, it's not cool. Like, there's time and place for that. That's why I left. So it would stop. It squashed it. It's done. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Not you guys, but we move on. We're traders, and it is what it is, right? I love you guys, and I wasn't mad at all.
Mediocre trader. Oh, there he is.
Thanks,
Right
guys.
there.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Froggy and CS Trader and Lion Trader and Jackson Hunter. I watched those shows the other night. You guys did a good job. Appreciate the shows, and thank you guys all for watching. And you guys could check me out on all my stuff if you want to. But Froggy, thank you very much for having me on your show. I appreciate it. And let's get these people learning, man. Let's get them knowing
Yeah.
some technical
We got lots
analysis.
to teach.
It's really, that in itself is going to overall help the community, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
And we're not the only ones doing it. And I think that is, they kind of mess with the wrong apes, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
So-
Now,
Awesome.
one thing that Miss Harris, you want to put a link to our Discord, because right now Discord is free, and if you're a member, I post everything over there, and I want people to know that the training videos, there's going to be a training tab with the training videos. There is an example I do want to put out that I want to. It gives, most people should not be buying stocks when there's big green candles ripping, so it's considered an overvalued asset, and I want to make sure that that's my next video I put out. Is the do's and don'ts on entry and exit of a stock. You always want to buy on a red candle if you're purchasing it to go up. I mean, I get you can do puts on a green candle, and it makes sense. And then you can do calls on a red candle, but you should never do it the other way around, because it becomes risky and you have a chance of losing your money. And the goal is to not lose money, to make money. That's why I brought in AJ to help you with stop losses and stuff like that. And why I'm going to show you dip buying is good for calls, and put buying, that's going to be a whole separate thing for green candles. But if you see a stock and it's ripping, and you see it on like the 30-minute, the 2-hour, and like the daily, and it's all green, stay away from it. Don't buy it. You want to wait till it's all red, because you always buy things on clearance. You don't ever pay for things when there's too much demand and the price is overpriced. So my next video that I'll be putting out, first thing will be, do not buy overvalued assets, only buy on the dip. And that's what is being preached about AMC, buy on the dip. And I just don't want to see people get screwed and see like a call out of a play thinking that that's a good play, and they don't even open up the chart. They just listen to some weirdo like Lou that's saying, do this, do that. And then without second looking at it or taking the time to learn the chart, you jump in, you get smoked, and you can't figure out why it's down 10, 15, 20%. I have a very good example that I'm going to be using, because I've seen it happen live time. So I will be pulling it back up in a certain time frame, and I'll go over why it was a bad entry and what happened afterwards. So, and then after that, I will be doing patterns and other stuff and correlations and stuff like that you will need to learn, so you can make better decisions on breakouts and points and understand where things move. So I'm expecting to release about 20 videos this week on patterns. We'll see if I can get them all done, because I haven't got them all out this week.
That's nuts, man. I'm like, whoa, dude. Wow.
I don't work tomorrow morning. You guys will be probably just crawling out of bed, and I'll be out there pumping videos. So it's all for members only. So I
can't go. Can we come over? Can the wolves come over to your Discord and hang out like you do I would love to come over there.
Yeah, Discord's free.
I'll be over there then.
So yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
But yeah, with that being said, I think I touched on everything. But yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow. We're going to be discussing on what time we're coming back on. I'm thinking probably 7 p.m., maybe 8. I do know Maz goes on at 9 Eastern, so I'm going to see when he comes on. I'm going to jump on 2 hours early, maybe 2.5 early, so I can only be on for 2, and then I'll jump off, do a Maz, and then close out the day. But I do know I was working something with Bigham's. He might be coming this weekend.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm gonna be
Cool.
trying to get Boss Blunts in. Wish me luck on that one.
Can you give Stephanie my channel? She's asking for it in the chat.
Do you have a link to it?
Yeah,
Link in private?
I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's is Stephanie in yours or Cam's?
She's in. It's paired, so it's mine. Yeah. Or
Okay.
I'll put that right in the chat right now.
No problem. I thank everybody for watching. I think it's a good thing for the community, and yeah, we'll just keep moving forward. Get people learning.
I'll put this over there on our channel too.
Thank
this
you.
Is for mediocre trader. Go ahead and hop over there, subscribe, like, anything you want to do. But yeah, you guys stay on for backstage, and I'll see you guys all later. Thank you for coming, and peace.
Peace.